It's Christine with 90, and we're going to talk a little bit about issues today. Issues are the items where you want to bring them up with your team. It's anything that needs discussion at the team level. So it doesn't have to be a problem. It could be an opportunity. It could be something where you just need to get group consensus. So if you have anything at a team level you want to talk about, you want to create an issue. To do that, use the top right create button. And when you click that, it opens up. So by default, you're the owner of the issue, and the owner is really just who is going to be bringing it up with the team. So you can choose from your drop-down list there. Give it a quick title, so just state what is the issue. If you want to add any detailed description, you can. And then when using this who field, that's really saying, is the issue with another person? Is it with a department? So it's just a free text entry. It doesn't have to be a person's name, but if you just want to specify who the issue is with, you can. And then you can also choose what team it belongs on. So that'll specify what meeting it's going to show up in. The other thing to look at here is the interval, short-term and long-term. Short-term means you want to talk about it at your next level 10 meeting, so it's going to come up on a weekly basis, whereas long-term issues are the ones that appear on your VTO. So they're the issues where you can wait a bit. It's going to come up at your next quarterly or annual meeting. Maybe it's something you want to just discuss at the team level and it's more strategy or big picture related, which is why you want to wait till the quarterly. Or maybe it's even a potential rock for next quarter, which you can put on your long-term issues list so that when you guys are discussing and deciding what your next rocks are going to be, it's on there to be under consideration as well. The one additional thing that appears on the long-term issues list when you're on the leadership team is this public toggle. And this is just indicating if I am sharing my VTO with other teams, then I do want it to be visible on those other teams. And we'll talk a little bit more about that, about sharing and permission levels on the VTO specifically in our VTO overview video. So if I cancel out of that, when we're on the issues page in 90, you will see there's a short-term and a long-term tab up here. So you can go back and forth between those fairly easily. You can see both of my lists are organized into this column view where I have 3 columns. You can change the view just over here in the top right to list view and column view. You can see list view is great if you have a few, you want to see everything all at once, or you don't need to see everything all at once and you just want the full section for the title. And column view is great if you want to see all of your issues at one time. So you could probably fit around like 50 on here on just this one page. Being able to read the first section of the title, you'll notice some do get cut off, so you may need to hover over to read the full title in those scenarios. Either way, it operates the same way where you can drag and drop these around to prioritize them. And then when you open them up, just a left click, you can see the details to the right-hand side. So you can easily see the title, description, who, add attachments, and then comments on here as well. The thing with changing the team, so if I would like to adjust the team that this issue is going to appear on, it works the same way as rocks and to-dos. But if I'd like to send it to another team instead, so instead of solving this at the leadership level, we're talking about it as a team, we maybe take a couple notes on it and decide, you know what, marketing needs to decide this and then report back to us. You do have the option of sending it to that team. It takes it off of your list and pushes it into this area down here where you can see issues sent to other teams. And you can still open them and see the progress, but essentially this is on the marketing team's issues list. They're going to go through and solve it, and then instead of checking it off as done, which they won't have access to, they're going to send it back. So it's an easy way to say, hey, we've talked about this, we don't think we're the right team to solve it, we want to get the report back on it, but we're going to send it to another team and get it back from them when they've had a chance to discuss. So for our other teams, it will just appear in their normal issues list with the tag of whatever team it came from. So they'll see leadership team just like in a token like this next to the issue. And again, instead of the done option, they'll see a send back option. So once they talk about it, they can push it back to our team. The final thing in this view that I want to showcase is that instead of normal clicking to open up the specific issue and talk about it, if you needed to create a to-do, which is often what happens when you need to solve the issue, you can right-click and that gives you the quick option to create a to-do. That right click is available on rocks, to-dos, measurables, pretty much everything in the system. But when you go ahead and right click and create a to-do, it opens up so that it pulls in all the details that you've typed out into that issue into the to-do field. So in the meetings area, let's go ahead and jump into a level 10 meeting. When you're in IDS, the view is exactly the same. So the thing that you want to see here is when you get to the issues list, you want to prioritize it. And the way that you can prioritize is use this top 3 select. When you click on 1, 2, 3, it opens it up so that you can select 10, 8, and 18. Then you'll notice those auto-sorted to the very top of the list. So that's an easy way for your team to quickly prioritize 3 issues at a time, which is typically done during the meeting. So you can spend your focused energy on those 3 issues, working through just those. And then if you do get through all of them, you can pick your next 3 to solve. When you open these up, like I said earlier, I typically take notes on here during the meeting just to capture any discussion points, any possible solutions. And that way, no matter what happens to this issue, you can create the to-do and the notes will be in there. Maybe you're going to push it to the long-term issues list, the notes will be in there. And then even if you send this issue to another team, they'll have all the notes that you typed out and have that context for what they're looking to complete. When you are done with an issue, you can check it off as done, move on to the next one. And all of the archive options work the same way as they did on the rocks and the to-dos page, where if you would like to get rid of the items that you've archived, all you do is use the double check up in the top right. And if you would like to view your archive, all you do is have to use the toggle up here at the top of the list. So please let me know what other questions you have. Use the live chat in the bottom right corner, and hope to talk to you soon. Thanks.